Okay, we should be a ore district at this point. I'm not sure whether we are or not. Yes, we are. Okay, very good. And we've immediately... No, we haven't dropped back under the... I thought we had dropped back under the required amount. We got a bunch of sick people over here by the wind turbines. It's the stress. It's the stress of all the noise. Not that I can hear any noise. I mean, I'm right next to it, and I don't hear anything. What's written on that? I shouldn't let myself get distracted by foolishness if that's there. Oh, look at all of the police cars tooling up the road. So I'm probably running a little late for my work today. Time to start placing some things. Le Fancy Zone. We don't need any more residential, do we? Although I kind of have my heart set on having some mountainside houses. Although this is why I'm having problems with some of these houses not being built. What we'll do is we'll check around for some of their requirements. Need a little bit more in the way of landfills and things. Gotta get to 7,000 for the incinerators. Healthcare availability reasonably okay, but not awesome. Fire, not awesome. Crime is quite low. Understandable with all of those police cars zooming around. So here's what we're going to do. Well, we need to place a cemetery too, but before we get into that, oh wait, this is already a hospital. I've already got a hospital up here. They feel as if they don't have access, but they really do. Crime rate is low, people. I'm not sure what you're worried about. So we're seriously lacking in people, and we're not doing much in the way of resources and things. I've got some extra space here that could do with development. This zoning is not being used very effectively. I've got too much in the way of roads and things. And I probably spent too much effort making these crazy little roads and terraces and things. But I love them, so how can I not have them? What's my electricity look like? Can I get by without these? Yikes, I'm not putting that there. Alright, so that basically works. I'm thinking that probably for safety, I'm going to want to run a spare one of these guys up to here, where it's not super obvious, but it's in the vicinity. So if I need to, I can have backup in case something goes wrong. There you go. And for the same reason... Oh, hello. I'm going to bridge that little gap in case anything happens to this connection. Like if this house goes out, then this whole area will go splat. So I need as much backup as I can in case houses go abandoned and then I start losing the connection. Now let's put the cemetery down here somewhere. Not quite sure where. How about there? People like a cemetery? Okay. Well, if they like a cemetery, you shall have one here. Tra-la! They can become Morrissey. Like, meet me at the cemetery gates. Keats and Yeats are on your side, but you lose because the Sims are on mine. Something like that. Oh, I saw an arrow. Must like being near the church. Up, fire truck. Fire truck, where are you, fire truck? Hello. You see, part of my problem here is that I have fire stations, but they can be sent anywhere in the town, and I do not have good interconnectivity in this town. So if the fire trucks are all out somewhere far away, that becomes a serious problem. And we're down to normal speed again. Let's crank that up. Since we feel insecure and sad, let's have another police station. After all, this is the posh district. We must have protection. Something like that. Sim police don't actually go and beat up on people in the cheaper districts, so it's all good. These people need some police protection too. How's my income? Oh, and we're running low on power again. Oh man, are we running low on power again? Yeah, that area needs help power-wise. Big time. Aha! We've unlocked the advanced wind turbine. But it's got to be in water. I forgot about that requirement. Do I have any water that's powerful? Yes, up here. What about down here? What about over here? $12 megawatts. Pitiful. $15 megawatts. That's nothing. That's barely better than these. We shall have more of these. We'll scooch barely over the limit. I'm barely keeping up with these guys. Yikes. And the income is not great. I have to keep a really sharp eye on the income for these. I could get 12 megawatts out of this. It's going to be costly to pursue, though. Oh, wow. I'm going to have to. Let's get that sucker going. Here we are. All right. Now we've got 70 megawatts of production. Consumption is bouncing around like mad. And this area is really very ill-served. its electricity is weak, weak, weak. These are the people who are the first to suffer. And our glorious rocky land gives way to cliffside, sea cliff. We're eventually going to have a glorious bridge over this spectacular ravine to this area. It's going to require several bridges. Now the challenge here is that this is beautiful, but it's also really hard to build on. Although I may be able to snag the bit of land right up in the top corner here. That'd be amusing. I'll open up this area. If I open up these blocks here, I've got the mountaintop and I've got a whole bunch of highway ramp that I can start immediately repurposing and using. I'll have circulation through the city. That is a good call. Now, how's our water sewage? Not good. Okay, we've got to add a little more of this. We've got to add a little more water pumping right away. There you go. And we got to add a little more sewage dumping. And those both... No, actually the water pumping didn't connect itself. Okay, we will connect it. There you go. I feel for you. I weep for you. I deeply sympathize. You chose to build a house literally under an entire forest of wind farms. I don't have all that much sympathy. Sympathy? Sympathy. So we got another sort of glorious area of crazy terraces and things. Some of these things I see as super ritzy, fancy residential. For people who actually like extraordinary amounts of noise, but they're not actually wind noise, they're water noise. It's all for the Sierra Club and stuff. They love that stuff. A residential here looks okay. We still need a little bit more in the way of residential and industrial. But that's better than not needing it at all. And why are we calling this Sterling Park? This is not Sterling Park. This is... Mining District. Oh, I know why it is. I didn't type it right. Gotta hit return. There we go. Now we're getting kind of a lot of different sorts of trucks and things. We're really going to have to expand outwards into this area just in order to handle the traffic. We've got to be able to get at this ritzy area by going up somewhere smoother. I mean, a lot of what we're doing is being bound by literally dirt roads because we can't run roads any taller. And some of these places can take care of themselves, but this is not the way to do this. So what we're going to do next is district some of these areas for things like crappy housing. I There, now the people here, you know, if I build housing there, they're going to get sick. But I'm not sure how much I can do about that necessarily. We'll build a little bit there and then not push it very farther. I want to keep most of the residential away from the places that are going to make them be sick. And as we contemplate our various districts and our fancy pants area and the sad mining area and these various little places, we will say goodnight for the moment and be back tomorrow. Ta-ta.